All right, here is a very warm welcome. I'm Devang from the Financial Analyst, and today I want to talk about what really happened today in the markets. As I record this video, it's 10 o'clock, 22 minutes in the evening, Friday night. And today, as you all are aware, Nifty shot up 270 points, Bank Nifty shot up 1270 points. It was ballistic. The rally we saw in financials, the one we saw in banks, private and PSU, it was ballistic. I want to talk about that. It's something very, very important I want to share with you. What we discussed yesterday, what we discussed today on Telegram. So make sure you watch it till the end. Small video, not going to be long. But what happened today, how we traded today, is all what we will discuss in this video. So, by the way, I got vaccinated yesterday, and I was fine the entire day. That's why I made a video also last night. But I think after that video, I believe that when the fever starts to come in of the people of our age after they've been getting vaccinated. So I was very feverish in the morning, down with 102 fever actually. But I wasn't actually planning to be active in the market. But there was such important points that I didn't want to miss it for you guys. So today I was quite active. Let me know if you found that helpful, right? Let me know about that in the comments below. But I have 30-40 minutes. I'm on paracetamol right now. So I do have 30-40 minutes before my next round of paracetamol comes into play. So I will not be feverish for the next 30 minutes at least, I think so. So let's start. Let's start without further ado. Want to play some clips for you guys what we've been discussing the last 1-2 days. Very important points, because see what we discussed it 3-4 days back, 2 days back, you might not be observing at that point of time, but now when you're witnessing those points, you will understand really how much those points have been helpful. The entire last couple of days I've been telling you one thing: buy the panic, buy the fear, do not get scared. Yesterday, what happened in the end? Nifty shot down, Nifty went down, closed around 4900s. I think we were the only people who took calls in the market. And that point of time, you all were doubting me probably that what the hell is wrong with this guy. But today we made more than 100% on those calls, 15,000 calls. If you made money on 15,000 calls today, let me know in the comments. Whoever made money to 15,000 calls, hit the like button. I want to know how many people took that trade. Today, the Instagram, our page is flooded with your screenshots of 15,000 calls. So I'm very happy that you benefited. Today, Bank of Baroda was another trade. ICICI Bank was another trade. We went short, booked a 7 point loss. I'll talk about all of that. So, first of all, just 1-2 points. I think they are very important. Listen to them for a few minutes, and hopefully they should help you out. This was a video which I recorded on 19th May 2021, post market analysis. This was the point of overbalance of price and overbalance of time. That after a trending day, you can have three sideways day or two sideways days. If the markets want to really go up, if the market really wants to go to higher levels, reach the all-time high, which I believe it should now, there can be 2 or 3 sideways days, and after that, the rally should continue. If that does not happen, let's say tomorrow is sideways day, even after that market comes down, even after that market comes down, that is going to cause something I call overbalance of time and price, which is going to mean that markets are not prepared to come down. Argument for the bulls. Now, this is something very important I shared. I'll show you the daily chart of Nifty. I think you'll understand this now. This is something I like to call overbalance of time and overbalance of price. So you saw a very good trending day which happened on Nifty. I think it is more visible on Bank Nifty if I show you that. On Bank Nifty, we got this great breakout, right? A double bottom, a great pattern breakout. And I said, I think at this point of time, 19th, I said there can be maximum 3 days when the markets try to come down. If they are coming down more than 3 days, that means that markets are not prepared to go higher. That causes overbalance of time, overbalance of price. And exactly that happened. 3 days market went down, and the fourth day you saw market has gone up like anything. That's one of the reasons, very important reasons, why I asked you all to bet on 15,000 calls. We could have made much more money in Bank Nifty, but I did get a little bit scared in Bank Nifty, observing yesterday how HDFC Bank and all the other banks had come down in the last couple of hours, and basically all of that was a trap. All of that was a beer trap. All the beers got trapped like last night. I don't know who was selling last night. Last evening I have no idea who was selling. The big guys have sold something, but eventually everyone got trapped. Today markets were ready to shoot up. PSU banks, Today, the top gainer of Nifty, believe it or not, HDFC Bank. How many days have you seen that? HDFC Bank 4% higher, top gainer of Nifty. That's not easy. So I hope you remember this rule. Whenever you see a trending day, big green day, or a big down day, you can get 3 days of consolidation. After that, market should continue their momentum. If it does not continue, it basically means an overbalance is happening and the market is not ready to go higher. That was one point I had discussed. Little bit complicated, but hopefully should have been useful. The other point I've been discussing, listen to this point, I think it's very important. It was a great inside bar breakout day. It was a great candle. Now it is forming something like a shooting star. And you have to understand this is basically, I'm talking about the weekly chart. So if you all remember, I've been saying again and again, number one, that 3 down days phenomenon that I just explained, coupled with that, why we took calls. Now people have been asking me, why has Devang Mehra taken calls? Why did the entire TFA community took calls? It's because of number one is that rule of three down days principle. Number two is because of the weekly chart. So I said this last couple of days, I've been saying this again and again, that today is the weekly closing. If the market wants to go higher, it has to give a good closing. That's what I'm talking about here. This was yesterday, 21st May, post-market analysis video. The better is your analysis. What I mean by that is, if, for example, this candle does not give you a weekly breakout, does not give you a good closing on the weekly chart, then we are back to square one. Aren't we not? Are we not? We are. Because right now, this is showing us that markets are rejecting higher prices. So tomorrow is a very important day for markets to prove, are they going up or are they going down? And we have taken a risk on that assumption that markets might try to go up because tomorrow is the last day of the week and the weekly closing will be given to you. I hope you understand. I think it was very simple. So as I always say, it's not always about technicals. It's not always about when the breakouts happen. You have to use your minds a lot of times. You have to think little bit out of the box like I've just done. So yesterday there was no reason to go long. I think you remember that. Yesterday markets, gave a very weak closing. There was no reason to go long, but because we bet that the weekly closing has to be good. Because if we bet on the phenomenon that if we are getting a great momentum, we are expecting the weekly closing to be good, and that's what exactly has been done. The weekly closing of Nifty Bank has been outstanding. It's a breakout on Nifty Bank, clean breakout. Even if you look at the daily chart, it's clean. It's a great breakout. We are at the highest point since 18th March, I would say that. Even in the case of Nifty has also given a breakout, and now we are ready to come towards 15,300 because we have convincingly broken out. I hope even this point is very clear. So I probably just missed a video, but it's fine. I mistakenly clicked close on that video, but it's fine. So in that video, I was discussing about how I've been telling you to buy the panic, how I've been telling you to buy the fear. I think I was one of the only people out there who said go long in the markets. Everyone decided to go short. Everyone was scared. I was the only one of the only people who said go long in the market. And that's what I always say. India is a bull market. India is in a bull market, bull run right now. If you are getting good falls, good dips, go long. Don't panic. If you have time in your hand, take a good trade and go long in the market. Listen to this video. I think this was one video which was very important. If you all remember this part, let me know in the comment. I think this was a small hint I gave you last night, and this is something which entirely changed the scenario today. And a lot of people, if you see the Instagram stories, people's comments, their feedback, people had found this point out and they knew that today was going to be a berserk day. Listen to this point. I think then it would be fine. Also, I see some kind of trend line coming in. Some observations. I've actually not studied the chart too much right now, but I see some kind of trend line coming in somewhere over here. So let us say you open above this trend line. That could give you a single one-off movement, because in that case, everyone will be trapped. Same is the case for Nifty also. If you want, I hope you're understanding. I hope you remember this point. Do you remember this point, or did you skip past it? A lot of people started going short. I'll come to that later. But did you remember this? Because I'll show it to you on the charts also. Exactly what we discussed. So last night we discussed 2-3 points. Where should you open it? All of that. Let me talk about that. So last night I said that if you are opening maybe gap up over here, somewhere maybe at the resistance, then markets, what will they do? They will try to come down, retest, and give you a double bottom kind of pattern, and then they'll move higher. That was the plan when, if the markets were opening somewhere below or at the resistance of the previous day at 14,960, 14,980. But see where you opened. You opened above 15,000. Today's opening was 15,002. And is it not above this trend line? That's exactly what I said last night. Exactly what I said. I said that if you're opening above this trend line, be ready for a one-off rally. You are not going to see any dips in the market. Be ready for a one-off rally. Same was the case in Bank Nifty. I think Bank Nifty was a little bit somewhere, somewhat the same thing only. This was the trend line coming in. Bank Nifty opened around this point of time above the resistance, so we can't go for double bottom. That is why I asked you all, stay in your positions, and we kept on booking huge profit 50,000 calls. So if you remember these points, let me know in the comments. If you had a good day today, if you benefited from these guys, let me know in the comments. Now, let me talk about a couple of very interesting things. First of all, 15,000 call. I hope you are aware now why I took 15,000 calls. We bought it at 109, and I think today we made a high of around 250. So a good 150% returns were clocked in. I think that was the star of the day. Everyone should have had a good day. So let me know in the comments how much money you made on the 15,000 calls. I asked you to take small quantity because you were being safe, but a lot of people did very well in this. And another reason why I asked everyone to take 15,000 calls, I'll tell you why. We discussed this also last time. This was the trend line coming in, the resistance coming in, and you can see that yesterday we had just retested the horizontal resistance, at the same time the diagonal resistance. So we were just retesting these levels. So there was nothing to panic. Right now, I just want to show you some charts. If you look at the chart of HDFC Bank, clean breakout, clean Marubozu candle. ICICI Bank, clean breakout. Let me see the clean breakout. Axis Bank. Why I'm showing it to you is very important, because I will come to this phenomenon in a couple of minutes. So listen to this point. You can see I've already asked you to take Axis BTST. I think this will give you good profits. You can see a great breakout has happened just right now above 730. Great breakouts. If you look at Kotak, I think Kotak right now is the weakest of these banks. So forget Kotak. SBI, great breakout. And also IndusInd Bank, great breakout. What I am trying to say is you've got a good weekly closing, and all the banks have given breakouts. Now, two things are possible. Number one, right now, SGX Nifty is down 136 point. Now, people will start to panic. Yaar, ye kya ho gaya? We have taken Axis Bank calls. We have taken Bank of Baroda calls. What to do now? We have taken Nifty Bank calls. I'm again telling you, SGX Nifty likes to party in the night. Next day, when it wakes up, it will wake up with a hangover. Remember that point. I'm not saying markets will open on Monday, they will rally up like today. I'm not saying that. You might see profit booking, because whenever you see a great big rally, and let's say Monday gives you a gap up, Mondays are known for that. If Mondays are gap up after a big rally, you generally see profit booking, you generally see gap filling. That generally happens. So keep that point in mind. If you get a good, let's say 100-point gap up on Nifty, 50-point gap up on Nifty, or 200-300-point gap up on Bank Nifty, I think profit booking will start to come in. That could happen, but that does not mean you become bearish. It means that you find when that profit booking ends, and again buy. We are continuing buy on dip stance. I believe we will touch all-time highs in June, and this year, I believe we are going to reach sky high, in Nifty and Bank Nifty. So don't be unnecessarily bearish, please. It's my request to you. We might get some panic. I think right now there are always some news or the other which happens, but use those aggressive falls to go long. That's just an advice to you. So today, one was the 15,000 calls that we made a lot of money on. The second thing, I said this in the morning itself. I said today is all about SBI. SBI was one company which was big guy, which was posting result during market. All the other nifty guys, JSW Steel, Hindalco, Tata, whatever the other guys, they had to post results after market. So always SBI, when they always post good results. So I told you this, whenever they will post result, be alert, because whichever direction they will move, your Nifty Bank Nifty will follow, because SBI is an important component of Nifty Bank. So I said this in the morning. PSU banks can blast today. It's a simple thing I said. I don't think I said anything difficult. If I open the chart of PSU Bank in the morning, I don't think a lot of people. Yeah, one thing I want to address. Um, before I show you this point. See, by the way, even PSU banks have given a great breakout. So please don't be unnecessarily short on PSU banks. So to today morning, when I sent this message, PSU banks were somewhere at this point of time, and you have just went up 3% above that point. So you should have been able to grasp my hints. So one message for the people who are new on our Telegram. So as we go forward, the community is getting bigger and bigger, and I'm very thankful to each and every one of you. But again, this community, or our group, is not about calls. It's not about nugget hunting. If you are expecting us to give you trades, SLs, calls, that is not going to happen. I would say after a very long time I gave you a trade, with SL and target, etc. But otherwise I never give you. I always give you hints. So does Himalay. We always say that this is going to happen. You can see what you want to do, but we never give you trades. So please, guys, if you're new in this community, observe the Telegram channel for a couple of days. It's a different style. We give you hints. Try to take these hints. If you are already a trader, you will know what to do out of them. So another thing is, a couple of people messaged me and they said, today you talked about Bank of Baroda, and you said that Bank of Baroda, I'll talk about that one second. That Bank of Baroda, catch me if you can, that was so confusing. So I don't have any hard feelings against that person. Just want to address. So I said, I think I mentioned this point, Bank of Baroda 81, catch me if you can. So if you all, whoever has been in the community for some time, let me know in the comments. Did we ask you to buy Bank of Baroda today? Or have we asked you to buy PSU banks for the last 3-4 days? Tell me that. So I hope you know the answer. So we already have asked you for the last couple of days, buy PSU banks. So right now it's just a reminder. So that's what I'm saying. New people, observe the group for some time. Don't treat it as calls. It's very important. Okay. And another one more thing which I want to address. Some people said today Bank of Baroda went up, so you mentioned about it, but you never talked about the companies that you recommended are going down, right? For example, I think that person didn't name any company, but I would say Cummins India is one, Granules is one, maybe one, two more names are there which have not performed since we have recommended. Now, can I ask you something? Were those companies for swing trades? Was Cummins India for swing trade? Or was it for long-term portfolio? So I clearly remember, if you search on the Telegram also, I said add to portfolio, great contender for portfolio long-term investment. So if I've told you buy a company for long-term, you know how we trade, right? That if we buy something right now, if it falls 10%, we buy more. You know how we pyramid trade. You are aware if you are in my Telegram channel. So what I'm trying to say is, if I give you a swing trade, if I give you an intraday trade, I'll talk about it like we did today, like how I told you exit shorts, book profits and nifty calls. But if a trade is going to be for a long-term basis, I don't think I have to talk about it every single day. For example, GMM Fodler. You never heard me talk about GMM for the last 6 months until today or until a couple of days back. It's a long-term trade. It took me about 7-8 months to make profit on GMM Fodler. So if we tell you something to buy a share for long-term, it's meant to be held for long-term. Don't panic again and again. I think PSU banks were something people were skeptical on for quite some time. And today it's went up 4%, and I hope everyone is in profit. So one thing today, one very important thing happened, which I want to talk about right now, is about when we took shots. Just let me clarify all of that. I think it's very, very important. I sent this message. I think after that, we didn't do anything much. I was unwell, but I have a lot of love for the markets. I have love for all of you. And you always keep supporting me through your likes, through your comments, through your positive feedback, even negative feedback. I respect everything. I respect criticism also. But today I sent this message. I've taken 15,000 put at 77. Now, what was this point of time? See, I was expecting, I'll tell you what was going in my mind. So today, around, what was the time? Let me just see the time. It was around 12:50, before the institutional zone was starting. Around, I think, this point of time, 12:50 over here. This was the time when I said, let's take a shot in the market. Why did I say that? Is because number one, this earlier momentum lost steam. Number two, we were approaching our very strong resistance. Number three, I was seeing a 1 hour chart, and I was seeing some good kind of markets are halting at our previous highs. Number four, I wanted to sell the SBI results. That was my initial point. I knew SBI results were going to be very great. And I've observed in the past that whenever results are great, the company falls. Today, SBI did something like that. I mean, I'll show that to you. Today, SBI, if I open the 5-minute chart, it really came down. It was so volatile from 390. Within about 10 minutes, it was at 377. It did come down. Even Nifty Bank Nifty came down, but I was not able to book profits there. So I was actually expecting that maybe SBI does come down further and maybe this remains muted. But now see something very, very important. What happened? I always say, Himalaya always says, be a chameleon. One thing you have to understand is neither I nor Himalaya, we are not God. If you are subscribed to our Telegram channel, which is free, TFA Investments, by the way, you can search on Telegram. It doesn't mean if I say something that will happen. Happens a lot of times. I cannot have 100% accuracy. No one can have. So what is important is how much money you make when you win, how much money you lose when you go wrong, when you lose in the market. That's exactly what I want to talk about today. When we took puts of 15,000, we took it at 77. And then see what happened. We decided to go short on the SBI results. Now, remember one very, very important point. The point is that if the markets want to fall down, remember this point, markets, whenever they are in fear, whenever they are in panic, they have to fall down very, very fast. You will never ever see slow declines. You can see over here, markets on 20th May after 2 o'clock, it fell down drastically in a matter of couple of minutes. But if when the markets have to go higher, it takes a lot of time. But when the markets have to fall, the panic gets sold into fast. Today, that was something which I got concerned. When we went short here, I was seeing that the premiums were, hovering between 72 to 77. It was moving just in a matter of 5-6 points. I gave you stop losses of 15,130. I think I gave the stop loss. But see what happened after that. After that, let me open my Telegram. This is what I said. I said that SBI results can be a trigger, as I just said. So keep a strict stop loss. It does not mean if I have said go short, you forget the market and just go short without any stop loss. I said strict, and I kept on saying it. And today, I think I said strict SL about 10 times. Even in the next message, I said, I have no other trades open. We have booked our longs in the morning. Again, if you're short in small quantity, please have SL strict. Again, I said, volatility increasing, please have SL strict. So for shorts, I kept on reminding you. Why? Because the panic was not getting sold into fast. Nifty did come from 50,100 to 50,080 or 70. It did come, but we were not making too much money. But what happened was SBI gave outstanding results. NPAs came down, slippages were below what were estimated. So things were very, very good. And finally, SBI started to hover higher. And this is what the important point was. I said that is a very big fight going on between private banks and PSU banks. See, understand, Nifty Bank is dominated by private banks, majorly HDFC, ICICI, Axis, and one of them is SBI. So SBI has small weight, all the other guys have big weights. Today, private banks wanted to break out, whereas at that point of time, PSU banks were coming down. I said that if no momentum is seen today, I will not be holding any unnecessary shorts over the weekend. Why? Because we are in a buy on dip market. Wasn't that made very, very clear in the last couple of days? You all knew it very well that we are buy on dip. So we are just trying to scalp today in the markets and not trying to hold. This is what I said. Now, what happened at 213? Why did I book a loss? So first of all, I said I'm accepting 10-point loss and exiting. Now, some people, they said we made big losses. Didn't I make it clear? Please let me know in the comments. I don't know if my words are being, going to the walls. But didn't I make it very clear that I am accepting 10-point loss and exiting? Now the question is, in the morning, you made 100-point profit. Now, if you're losing out on 10 points, isn't that fine? Isn't that still a cumulative 90-point profit? Even if you booked 50 points in the morning, which I think was done on BTST Open. So if you took a 10-point loss, isn't that still fine? That is what markets are about. It's not about how much you make when you're right. It's also about how much do you lose when you're wrong. And when we were wrong today, I was not right on the short side. When we were wrong today, we booked 10-point loss. Actually, not even 10. I booked around 69. So good 8 points loss I booked, which is hardly anything. And I said ICICI looking very, very small. It looking very, very small. Now, sorry, very, very strong. Now, I sent the chart also. There is no point to go short now. ICICI looking very strong. Now, what was happening at this point of time? Now, try to understand. Bank Nifty is what? It's an index. It's a basket of stocks. So, if the Bank Nifty wants to go higher, it means that the stocks have to go higher also. This was the time what was happening at when we went short in the market. ICICI Bank was actually forming a flag kind of pattern. What I wanted, if I wanted to make money on the short side, I wanted ICICI Bank to go below this and break down. But today, I said, why am I booking loss? Because ICICI Bank was breaking out. And if ICICI Bank is breaking out, if HDFC Bank also, I believe at that point of time, you can see over here, is breaking out. So the two big guys are breaking out. Does it make any sense for you to hold shorts? Because they will not yield money. ICICI, HDFC, IndusInd, they are very big names in Nifty. We were short on Nifty. So if those guys are going higher, you can't make money in puts. Understanding? Even IndusInd Bank at 2 o'clock when we were short, it was breaking out. That's the exact reason why I took ICICI calls. Immediately shifted. I immediately remembered that today we opened gap up. It's going to be a one-off trending day. Immediately I gave you this ICICI idea. A lot of people took it. Whoever knows charts, this was clean breakout. A lot of people took some money in this, and I was lucky. I just explained everything. So I said, please be buy on dip, etc., etc. And finally, the PSU banks have come into focus, right? I've been asking you again and again that PSU banks are going to be the next metal. Stay with PSU banks. Bank of Baroda absolutely stunning. I kept on telling that BOB will shoot up above 80, and we closed at 81 today. So all of that was good. Himalaya also took those similar trades. He had a spread which you all are aware of, and things were fine. Things were pretty fine. So this was all about today. I mean, it was an interesting day. If you ask me, it was an interesting day. We were long in the morning. We tried to do short. We became a chameleon, again entered longs, but we were on the right side. So always, I said this last night also in that take profit strategy video. I said never book a loss, or if you are in a loss, book it fast, but let your profits run. So overall, to conclude, this was today's market. Overall, I think we are fine. I really don't care what SGX Nifty is doing right now. Even the data that's coming, it is fine. It's a good data. I don't think any problem is there. As I just told you, all the banks have broken out. The PSU banks have broken out. Nifty has broken out, strong closing, which is getting me ready for a gap up on Monday. But just one caution I would like to give you is that gap up Mondays generally end in red because we saw big rally. So after a big rally, generally a retracement happens. Just keep that point in mind. And what is good supports now? I'll again tell you some really good places to buy. Let's say markets come down on Monday, markets open gap up on Monday. We are not in any shorts and they start to come down. What can be really good supports? I also discussed about this. I discussed about this also on yesterday's video. We used Fibonacci analysis. We took the trending day and the gap up day and used the Fibonacci, and generally 50% is how much you can fall. You can again use that same analysis even tomorrow on Monday. Let's say markets open gap up on Monday, right? Let's say they open at 34,800. Very simple example. Take a Fibonacci's like that and the 50% mark, which probably could be a 34,200. That could be a good support. So you can just giving you a rough idea. You probably know what I'm talking about. So I think things are fine. Maintain buy on dip stance and continue to add good stocks. PSU banks still there's a chance. Do not miss the rally, and we will come with a video on Sunday. I'll try to put a video tomorrow for an educational video. Depends upon how I'm feeling. But I hope you enjoyed. I wanted to discuss this matter today. It's basically what happened in the markets today. But the momentum is going on with the videos. I do not want to miss a day, even though I'm unwell, because I believe these small points that happen in the market, they're very, very important for you to understand and so that you don't make these mistakes again in your trading. That's about it for now, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.